Friday night and it continues through Sunday morning for extremely cold conditions. If you thought early this week was cold, well, get ready. Some models show us feeling like we're below zero. I'll have more updates on exactly why right here on First Alert Weather Extra.
Live on your side, First Alert Weather Extra starts right now.
Alrighty, everyone, you see it right here. That First Alert Weather Day has already been declared for more extremely cold conditions, and I want to tell you more about it. But first, take a live look at our current temperatures across central Alabama. We are dropping so quickly, and that's because we have clear night skies. It's 30 degrees in Pell City, 35 in Tuscaloosa, 36 in Birmingham, at freezing in Coleman, 34 in Hamilton, 33 in Haleyville. Let's walk through those First Alert Weather headlines, and then I'll walk you through what you can expect and why we're seeing that cold Arctic air moving in and impacting our area by the weekend. First of all, we have a cold and dry evening. If you need to head out and about, you can do so. Just make sure you are bundled up. I wouldn't dress light tonight. Definitely bring that heavy coat out, okay? Freezing mornings ahead every single morning this upcoming week or for the rest of the week. We have temperatures below 32 degrees and another surge of cold air really going to be impacting our area as we head into the weekend. So a first alert for extremely cold conditions, but this is a live look right now on our First Alert Sky Vision out in Tuscaloosa. Winds are a lot calmer, so not a major wind chill tonight, but I do want to walk you through what I see for the weekend. Let's walk through this together. So we see increasing clouds by late week. Thursday and Friday look a lot cloudier, mostly dry, but we could see a few passing showers Friday, as this model indicates. This shows us Friday 8 a.m. A couple systems moving through. First of all, a front will move through, and then a low pressure system is trying to develop and could move up and along the east coast. If it does, it'll be considered a nor'easter, and that's why you're seeing this model picking up on snow across the Carolinas and possibly into the eastern portions of Tennessee. But because we're on the backside of this system, we may even see a few flurries here across central Alabama as we move into the weekend. So that's the look at your weekend into your Saturday afternoon. A few flurries, hey, I'll take it, right? But we certainly need to keep a close eye on this system, and we will. But that's just what I see so far. But that's the next big thing that we're tracking, and that's exactly why colder air will be surging into our area, and we're going to feel maybe even below 0 degrees with breezy conditions into Saturday. And that's why we're watching the weekend very closely. But we're on your side looking at the best ways to keep your kids warm at the bus stop tomorrow morning. Doctors say the best defense is preparation. You want to dress your kids in layers, a hat, gloves, a coat, and that will help to block the wind. Any skin left exposed due to the cold is at a risk, and the Alabama Department of Health is saying frostbite can cause numbness, loss of feeling, or even stinging sensations. It most often affects exposed areas like your cheeks, nose, and ears, but hands and feet are also at risk. If you think your child may be too cold, doctors say warm them slowly.
So be mindful to kind of slowly warm up, get the warming blankets if you have any, warming packs. Give them something warm to drink, have them. So we try to warm you from inside out, but do not just start making them jump into a hot bath of water or into a hot shower. That can have some negative effects as well.
State health data shows hypothermia deaths in Alabama have declined in recent years, but from 18 in 2022 to 13 in 2023 and now 11 in 2024. But doctors say prevention starts at home before your child ever steps out into the cold. And speaking of low temperatures, your First Alert meteorologist Megan Thomas joins us now as she tells us just how low temperatures got this morning and if we broke any records.
Now this morning, we didn't necessarily break records, but we got close. Look at some of these numbers that we saw this morning. Coleman, Aniana at 11, Gadsden 10, along with Center. Birmingham got down to 12 degrees. Anniston saw 13, and Tuscaloosa got down to 15 degrees this morning, which was 1 degree shy of at least tying the record from 1984. Now listen, Birmingham's record for this morning was 1 and Anniston was 8, so we didn't get close to that. But boy, did it feel like that in some communities this morning. I want to check in with our weather watchers. Low temperatures overnight into this morning. Lamar County, Tony McDonald saw 10. Coker 14 with our friend Ronald Hughes. Joseph Williams 13 degrees. Pinson, Alabaster both saw 14. Thanks so much Johnny Farrell and John King. Lynn Hall saw 15 degrees this morning. Now tomorrow morning going to be a little bit better than this morning, so we will see somewhat of an improvement, but we'll have much more on the cold blast of air headed our way this weekend once again throughout Weather Extra.
Megan, and for those in need, warming stations are open tonight across central Alabama as temperatures continue to fall below freezing. Here's a list of stations open across Jefferson County. But for the complete list for near you, please visit WBRC.com/warming stations or check the WBRC News app. Across the state, some of our southern counties dealing with the cleanup process today after experiencing tornadoes as rain and wind move through. The National Weather Service confirming one EF1 tornado touched down in eastern Lowndes County and traveled east into Montgomery County. This home is in the Hope Hill area, southwest of the city of Montgomery, and they had parts of their roof ripped off by the wind. Authorities are still surveying the area to gather more information about that storm. And over in Geneva County, the National Weather Service confirming an EF2 tornado in that area. It traveled over 3 miles and was on the ground for about 4 minutes. Thankfully, there were no injuries, but some buildings did sustain damage. One church gathering together to pack hot meals for those impacted by the storms. Pastor Steve Skidmore saying helping neighbors is the most important lesson of the event.
Trees can be cut, buildings can be repaired, but lives can't. It could have been any of us, so it's just what God called us to do, is help our neighbor.
The church says the meals are going to people clearing debris and to families dealing with ongoing power outages as recovery efforts continue. Well, in 30 seconds, we talk about what you can expect for your Wednesday and a first alert for what we're also tracking. Meteorologist Matt Daniels brings the weather extra as well on why potholes can become a problem after cold weather. We'll be right back. Welcome back into First Alert Weather Extra. I'm meteorologist Tonia Michele. Look at Wednesday morning. Seeing some improvements, but still very cold. 20s when you wake up, 24 in Birmingham, 25 in Tuscaloosa, 20 in Hamilton. Definitely looks better than those temperatures did Monday morning and Tuesday morning. But the afternoon is also going to see some improvements with temperatures in the mid to upper 40s for many parts of the area. 47 in Tuscaloosa, 45 in Birmingham, some lower 40s farther north, but I'll take any temperatures above 32 at this point. We'll continue to track the cold, and I'll have more details on the blast of cold air impacting your weekend coming up later here on First Alert Weather Extra. But as the cold weather continues, did you know that it's one of the reasons why potholes form? Yeah, that impacts your travel. Matt Daniel joins us now as he breaks down the science behind it.
Well, we had a lot of rain this past weekend and very cold temperatures. Did you know that combination is actually what can create additional potholes on the road? I know we already have a lot of them already, but we could see more over the coming months. Let me explain how this works not in our favor. So what happens is, of course, you got traffic flow causing wear and tear over time, very common. It takes a while, right? And sometimes you'll get a little bit of cracks form through the road surface. All right, still fine. But then you get some rain. And we had a lot of rain over the weekend, easily 1, 2, 3 inches of rain. And that water just seeps right through those cracks. And then you get a little bit of a water pool underneath that road surface. Well, guess what? We've got these really cold temperatures. And so you know what happens to water when it gets really cold. It becomes ice and then it expands. And it creates a weakness in the roadway, which is forced upward. Well, guess what? More people are going to be driving over that. And over time, above average, above freezing temperatures will melt the ice, gap forms underneath the road surface, and as more people drive over this weakness, that's when you have the damage, and that's how the pothole forms. And of course, more people drive over it, the larger it could be, and of course it could cause some issues with your vehicle and your tires. So if you're just wondering how potholes form, exactly what just happened unfortunately this weekend could easily develop over the next several weeks or a couple of months. So there you go, the science behind potholes.
Well, across the nation, the weather cleanup continues across several states today after this past weekend's massive winter storm. More than 140,000 people are still without power across Mississippi today as temperatures get ready to fall below freezing again tonight. The state's governor signing an executive order yesterday authorizing the National Guard to help with the aftermath of the storm. Around 500 members are expected to start working over the coming days and will be giving out food, water, and other supplies such as generators. And in Tennessee, Fox's Asher Red is in Old Hickory, where utility crews are working through the ice to get everyone back online.
Linemen tell me the cold temperatures and the thick ice are making their job a lot more difficult.
It's pretty treacherous, the ice on the roads, but tree limbs is steadily falling. We've had some crews that put a pole up yesterday, and as they were driving out, another tree fell behind them and broke a pole behind them. So they had to start right back over.
We're out here working in these conditions, and sometimes our families at home don't have electricity as well. So we're pushing through, and we will restore power to every member before we're done.
More than 100,000 people are still without power here in Tennessee, and nearly 70% of them are in Nashville. Some locals have been staying in hotels with their kids and pets since last week. One man tells me he checked into a hotel after losing power Monday morning.
We tried to tough it out that first day, and then about 6 p.m. My generator started kind of messing up, and we decided as a family it was the best for us to find a hotel. I'm hoping and praying every single hour it comes back on, but we're booked here through Thursday, and then maybe through Friday. We'll see kind of how it goes, but we're just kind of taking hour by hour right now.
The roads in Tennessee are looking a lot better than they were this weekend. Tennessee Highway Patrol has received more than 2,000 calls since the storm began Friday night, and troopers have also helped more than 1,000 stranded drivers. The Tennessee Health Department has confirmed at least 5 weather-related deaths so far. Now, temperatures are supposed to warm up later this week, and some of the folks I've talked with are hopeful that'll help turn things around soon. In Old Hickory, Tennessee, Asher Red, Fox News.
And here's just a big picture of the power outages still impacting many states across the south and east, including parts of Texas, even Louisiana. I mean, there are so many people without power, and they're dealing with that during these freezing nights that we have. But the winter storm caused thousands of flight delays and cancellations as well. And that happened across the country. More than 260 flights were canceled, with more than 500 being delayed at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport Monday morning in Atlanta. Travelers there say they are hoping for the best.
Flight from Atlanta to our final destination of Austin was canceled, so we had to speak to a bunch of different Delta representatives, get those flights rebooked, fight back against the extra charges we tried to put on us, and then find a hotel, but they were all booked close to the airport, so we had to go pretty far out to find one.
Aviation analysts saying that Sunday was the highest day of flight cancellations since the COVID-19 pandemic. Still ahead, we continue talking about what you can expect for the weekend's first alert weather days, and we're telling you how vitamin D is essential for your health during the winter. We'll be right back. Welcome back in. Hopefully you guys aren't tired of me yapping just yet. I want to get through our 10-day forecast and take you briefly beyond the 10-day forecast. Let's walk through it. We bring in your Wednesday morning very cold, still going to see 20s, but we'll warm up above freezing with highs tomorrow in the 40s. It's going to be a nice day. Lots of sunshine. If you need to run some errands, get some yard work done, clean up after this past weekend, it's going to be a good time to do just that. Winds are a lot lighter Wednesday. And then we move into Thursday. Expect increasing cloud coverage. Thursday does look like the warmest afternoon before we start to see temps dropping into the weekend. Highs Thursday, upper 40s, right around 48 in Tuscaloosa, 47 in Birmingham, some lower 40s north. Overnight Thursday into Friday, another drop in temps. Still going to see 20s, maybe a few low 30s farther south, but a first alert weather day is in effect Friday, and that's because we are tracking this next winter storm. We'll see a big drop in temperatures Friday afternoon into your Friday night. So we're going to kick in that first alert weather day into your Friday night. Looks like for us Friday, a few passing showers. There could be a brief period of some passing flurries, a better chance of rain though Friday. I do think that there could be some spots seeing a few snow flurries Saturday as we're behind the back of this system along the East Coast. And this model is even picking up on it. Maybe a few flurries across central Alabama, better snow totals along the Carolinas and up into parts of maybe Jersey, Virginia area. But we'll keep an eye on that system. We're monitoring it very closely. As of right now, we're on the back end of it. But if it begins to shift even just a little bit, we could see a little bit more than just a few flurries. But as of right now, that's all I'm seeing. Going to hold a 20% chance. The big story Saturday is that temperatures may not even get close to 32 degrees. We may top out in the 20s with another drop in temperatures Saturday night into Sunday. We're talking low teens. Sunday, a cold day, lots of sunshine expected, but that surge of colder air will continue to move in and settle. And Sunday afternoon, we just might barely get above freezing, but I'm seeing some low teens across parts of central Alabama Sunday morning. So please start preparing yourself now for the winter cold this weekend. Early next week, we see some improvements for the afternoons, 40s Monday, upper 40s Tuesday, and tracking some rainfall about a week out from now, next Wednesday and possibly next Thursday. That's a quick look at that 10-day forecast. Now I want to take you beyond the 10-day, but before we do that, let me show you what areas are still seeing some snowfall coverage and maybe even ice on their surfaces. Areas far north and east could be slammed with more snow by the end of this upcoming weekend, but right now, with a little bit of sunshine, it looks like some of that snow has melted around 16 inches there just near New York and close to 5 inches, what I don't think is snow though, parts north of Dallas and parts of North Texas. But as we look here across the United States, temperature outlook the 4th through the 10th of February, above average temperatures to the west, to the east, different story, below average, impacting us right here across central Alabama. So we're still looking at very, very cold conditions, and we're looking fairly dry as we bring in the first several days of the month of February. But I do see some chances for some rain. Looks like we'll see rain and we'll be above freezing, so I am seeing rain as we bring in, I say around the 4th and 5th time frame of February, catching some dry periods. And this is just one weather model, but it shows another system moving through, bringing us another chance of rain around February 9th, 10th. And as far as rainfall totals go, between the 4th through the 10th, I'm seeing close to an inch in many areas, so some beneficial wet weather, but we are still tracking below average rainfall nonetheless. This shows us rainfall totals around February the 10th, maybe around 1.4 inches of rainfall. Now again, that's total starting from the 4th through February the 10th. But we'll keep our eyes on it for you. This is another full look at that 10-day forecast. We'll be talking more about it later tonight at 9 and 10. But before you go, check this out. It was some fun in the snow today for those Philly residents. I just showed you their snowfall totals up in the Northeast. They had a lot. Instead of running up the iconic Rocky Steps outside the Museum of Art, well, those excited sledders are flying down them on snow tubes. Man, that looks like fun. Why can't we have that, right? Cardboard and sleds is what they sled down. This comes after this past weekend snowstorm dropped more than a foot of snow in some of those areas. But while some of you may know people getting out and enjoying the snow, it's good to remember the importance of vitamin D, which you can get from being outdoors. But on those chilly days when you're not enjoying the winter wonderland, experts say maintaining proper levels gets harder. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has symptoms of vitamin D deficiency and tips on how you can replenish this important nutrient, even in the winter months.
It's critical for strong, healthy bones. Your body can absorb vitamin D from the sun, but in the winter, that's not always easy.
Less sunshine means less vitamin D.
Dr. Neha Villas with Cleveland Clinic says low levels can lead to deficiency. Symptoms may include fatigue, bone pain, muscle weakness, and mood changes.
But if you are having any of those, then talk to your doctor about maybe getting checked for vitamin D deficiency.
If cold weather allows, Villas says help maintain vitamin D levels by going outside for about 15 minutes most days of the week, or a little longer if an underlying medical condition prevents proper absorption. The nutrient can also be found naturally in foods like eggs, fatty fish, as well as fortified cereals and juices. She says taking vitamin D supplements can also help, especially if a medical condition is causing low levels.
But definitely talk to your doctor to see if you need a level drawn or whether you need supplementation.
The CDC says vitamin D deficiency may also raise the risk of falling, and this time of year, so can the weather.
We don't want them to fracture a bone, so it's important to have strong, healthy bones, especially in the winter.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Dr. Villas says the recommended amount of vitamin D your body needs each day is between 400 and 800 international units. That's equal to 10 to 20 micrograms. You do the math on that one. The National Institutes of Health say the amount you need depends on your age. Well, we'll be right back with a final check on your weather and a look at some of your weather photos right here. You're watching First Weather Extra. We're back after the break. It's time to share some of your lovely viewer pictures. Gary Clark sent in this stunning drone footage from Hackleburg this morning. Check out the snow and ice on the ground. Many of you seeing flurries over the weekend. Oh, I love it. So pretty. And Cheryl Fletcher sharing these photos from Atala. Just look at the snow flurries falling. Let's look at this one for a second. Wow, so peaceful. Can you imagine just sipping a cup of hot cocoa, some coffee, and just enjoying the nice winter view? Love it. And another one. Take a look at this, a stunning image of the snow and ice that we saw in parts of Alabama over the weekend. Thank you to Jordan Brooks and Haleyville for sharing your picture. We love to see what you guys see on the ground because, you know, we can't be everywhere. We try to be everywhere, but we can't be everywhere. Check out this beautiful picture, though, a sunset submitted by Betty Gardner. This was at Duck River Reservoir. Absolutely gorgeous. Love the pink, blue, orange sky there. And last but certainly not least, another gorgeous sunset view, this time over the Coosa River. Thank you to Wesley Faulkner for sending that picture. And remember, if you would like to submit your photo and be featured on First Weather Extra, you can do it by downloading and uploading your picture through the First Alert Weather app. And it's free. You might as well. We love to showcase them and show you guys off and shout you out a little bit. But take a final look at the 10-day forecast. First Alert weather days in effect Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We got a chance for a few flurries around, maybe Saturday morning. We're going to watch it very closely. A system is developing along the East Coast, and that could bring us, yes, a few chances for some flurries. So pay attention to the forecast this week. You don't want to miss it. Temperatures will be the big story, though. Area-wide, we're talking about sub-freezing conditions. Could easily feel like the negatives out there at points during your early Saturday morning hours. Seeing some improvements next week in those temperatures. Upper 40s next Tuesday, possibly in the low 50s by next Wednesday. But of course, when we see 50-degree temperatures, we're dealing with rain. We'll have more updates on the full 10-day tonight at 9 and 10 on WBRC.